I can make it here.
All right. Let's call this meeting to order. We'll start with at this time, we will proceed with the agenda provided at this time. Excuse me, if there is no dissent from the board members present. And the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, looks like all board members are present. Superintendent Academic Awards.
Yeah, good time of the night, Superintendent Academic Awards, secondary. I'll have Mr. Anderson, Craig Anderson, come up and.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it over to,
Yeah.
Sam. I'm gonna have Brandon do this, for, the high school tonight, so.
Okay. I would love to give a big congratulations to Alexa Board, our Douglas High School Superintendent Board member. Being prepared, and a couple of staff members contributed to this as well. Alexa has been a student of mine since her 10th grade year, during which time she has proved herself as an academic force in the class of 2026. As a sophomore, I witnessed her maturity and intelligence shine, and now I have the opportunity to have her as a senior. I consider myself lucky to be able to cheer her on as she finishes strong. Alexa is everything you could wish for in a student. She is brilliant and driven, a combination you don't see often, and it will serve her well as she enters adulthood. She cares about her own learning and is able to connect and apply what she learns in the classroom to her future. In the classroom, Alexa is engaged and inquisitive, making her a skilled problem solver and critical thinker. Her level of focus and attention to detail are very impressive and have been as long as I have known her. Her English teacher, Mrs. Palomali, wanted to share, Alexa exemplifies dedication and perseverance in everything she does. She constantly pushes herself to take on challenges, including multiple college-level courses, while maintaining excellence in all of her classes. She is also prepared, asks thoughtful and insightful questions, and demonstrates maturity beyond her years. She sets a positive example for her peers by always doing the right thing, staying focused on her goals, and approaching every task with integrity and enthusiasm. Her math and econ teacher, Mrs. Jones, added, Alexa consistently strives for excellence. She perseveres through difficult tasks, and her dedication to learning has helped her become skilled in all of her school subjects. She is kind and patient with her peers and shows respect towards her teacher. She has proven herself to be responsible, genuine, hardworking, and outstanding student and person. She's an asset to have in the classroom and very deserving of this award. Alexa is the kind of student that makes you want to show up to work. Thank you so much, Alexa. Yay.
The National Honor Society tonight, so it's a huge compliment.
Wow.
Now we have the Douglas High School student report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Small Pedersen here at the DHS Student Report. October was an incredible month for our school community, full of spirit, hard work, and success. We kicked things off with our trunk or treat event, which was a huge hit. Thank you to everyone who decorated trunks, handed out candy, and came dressed in their Halloween best. It was amazing to see families, students, and staff come together to make it such a fun and festive night. As fall sports come to a close, we want to celebrate the amazing seasons our athletes have had. Congratulations to our girls soccer and volleyball teams, as well as Hudson Salas, who represented our school in cross country, for making it to state playoffs. You've made us proud. And of course, our football team isn't done yet. They're heading into the second round of playoffs. I'd like to invite you all to show up and cheer them on at Jervis High School this Friday night. Tomorrow is World Kindness Day, and the ASB leadership is planning to celebrate with a kindness campaign. We are making posters to hang around school and handing out Kindness Matters notes where teachers and students get to write down acts of kindness that they have seen, and we get to pass them back to the students who were caught being kind. Our slogan is, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. ASB wants to show how much we care and spread as much kindness as possible. Finally, a huge thank you to everybody who participated in the blood drive on November 8th, hosted by our ASB leadership team. Your tremendous acts of kindness helped save lives and showed what it means to be a community that gives back. To all the students, staff, community, and board member particularly who donated, you helped us achieve our goal of 44 units collected. We can't wait to continue being great throughout November. Thank you, and go Trojans.
All right, we're going to take a short intermission for those of you who do not want to stay for the whole meeting. Thank you. Yeah, superintendent's report?
Yeah, I have the enrollment there. And it's pretty steady. It's down 4 from a month ago. Slightly down from this time last year. But, Kim and I have been having a lot of conversations in regards to enrollment. And so, outside of the enrollment, I don't have anything else for you. If you have any questions. Yeah.
Okay, director's report, I have nothing to report. Items of discussion.
Yeah,
Government.
this is something that we had spoken about, at both McGovern Elementary and Broadway, in regards to facility use. And when we have volleyball and basketball teams and when we get in there, just at the surface, that's a little bit, improved from, for the athletes. And so we had Shelby look into that. It is expensive. And so, but there's, Shelby received, quotes for some different options for what would be at McGovern Elementary, which it's multi-purpose. It's their gymnasium, and they also it's the cafeteria. And so I would just wanted to get those couple options for you guys to look at, moving forward. If you determine that we want to.
It's not an action item, but it's just leave
Yeah.
it as, but you guys don't look.
How much is it? It's about 80K. Yeah. Just from McGovern, that would just be McGovern. It was about, 61, 62, yeah, that Branson Force.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a rubber?
It is.
It's just like.
It's so the 90, so there's a 60 and a 90 and a 110. And the lower, the more firm, the millimeter, the 60 mil, or 6 millimeters, sorry, is the 60. And then the 90 is the 9 millimeter. And so the 110, which is the 11 millimeter, that's almost like gym, if you were in a gym and there were treadmills and it's really spongy. So they don't recommend that for, because it's also, and at Broadway, it would be that way too. It's multi-purpose. They recommend either the 60 or the 90. So.
I don't know if Craig was. You never did play on UCC.
Did,
Did you?
That was rubber.
That rubber, would it be something like that was nasty?
the knee grabber.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was,
yeah.
I mean, that was pretty bad.
That's a good question. I don't know exactly how grippy it is, but it would definitely be a lot. It would be opposite of like kind of what it's kind of like an ice rink right now. So it'd be a bit richer than that for sure, but that's a good question.
I
Wasn't
think it's
that?
a little updated from what it used to be, because like Green Elementary has it in there and.
Or we do.
We can, if we want to go look, Line has a surface, the same surface in all of their buildings. I do, no, it's no interest, no. So if we want to go, if you guys are interested, it's like, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We can set that up and jet out and check it out.
Security.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, there's some, there, for that, you know,
Yeah.
we got, at least we got a little bit of information in regards to moving forward.
Was there anything else? I mean, like a good wax we could go over it or?
No,
They
not,
just did it,
Oh, they did.
so we'll have to check that, see,
it helps with, the wax helps with the surface, but because of how old the buildings are and the door jam and just the dust in general, it doesn't take long for it to get slick. Just like the old gymnasium at the high school, right? I mean, you can wet mop it and you can be halfway through practice and it's slick again. Because of the filtration system and it's a challenge. But
Did he
Personal
find anything
problem.
else out there besides?
no, this was pretty much it in regards to being competitive. And even these folks come down to those metro areas. We're looking at Clackamas or Seattle, Portland, Seattle areas to do a project like this. So, there's not a lot of great options. Everything is trying to maintain it and keep it. Yeah,
Would be a fall reading update.
yeah, we were there.
Oh, I was not
We did the board.
Yeah.
Jasmine and Susan and I attended the, what was it? Because it was the board rules and regulations.
Yes, yeah.
Policies, yeah, training. So
Yeah, it was
that was exciting.
regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Help us understand our own policy better and things like that, so this.
And then Susan, was there anything you wanted to share after we left? We had to leave
Yeah.
and you stayed for the legislative session.
Yeah, basically, money struggle,
Yeah.
honestly,
Mhm.
that was the bottom line.
Yep, sharpen.
It might come from this place, and it might come from that place, or it might not come at all.
Yeah.
That's what I had to hear.
On that note, November 19th, the next budget forecast. So, you know, a week from today, we'll have more information about what the revenue forecast will look like. And then we can have some more in-depth conversations about how we move forward.
IT.
Is Crystal here? Oh, sorry.
Me?
Oh, no, Crystal with a K. Hi, Crystal.
That's not me. Okay here.
The elementary literacy team, the purpose of this team is to act as the guiding coalition for literacy work within buildings. Members listen to colleagues and act as literacy problem solvers. Teams from each school represent the guiding coalition for the literacy work in each of the buildings, acting as an advocate for our little readers. So Crystal Plickett, who's our instructional coach, early literacy instructional coach, we've been working diligently we've talked about this a lot, moving the needle in regards to early literacy reading proficiency. And so the team, it's really, really good idea for Crystal, all the hard work that we've been doing really for the last 18 months. She wants to recognize the team. And so the admin team is Lisa, Dick Ober, Emily Ledbetter, and Jenna Norton. Want to say hello? If you have any questions about literacy, they can answer them. Brockway Elementary, Alicia Black, Danny McClendon, and Cynthia Wicks. Looking Glass Elementary is Sam Blevins, Tammy Taylor, and Haley Walton. The McGovern Elementary team is Laura Bennett, McKenna Fusco, Paulette Goodman, Brian Hobbs, and Sandy Reno. So we have been getting together and we have an early literacy plan. We have an early literacy playbook. And there's been a lot of professional development over really Kim Tellison, right? Kim Tellison's first year. So we've been trying to, the baton has been passed to us and the team's been, working hard and smart to improve our literacy instruction. And we're going to see we're seeing improvements in growth.
Does that also include engagement? I mean, more engagement with the students. For example, one of my granddaughters goes to McGovern, and she's in a little club now, a book reading club, and she's super excited about it. You know, it takes up a little bit of her lunchtime, but she's excited about the challenge and doing that. So.
Yeah. It does include engagement. Yeah. And that whole team, like all things, this team will meet and we'll talk about really, I mean, I should let the building principals, do you guys want to share anything in regards to our early literacy team, specifically what Susan has said?
Well,
Engagement?
I wanted to add that, all of our teachers are contributing to it, so, our literacy teachers were mentioned, but really it's been a team effort among all of our teachers. Especially contributing to intervention and enrichment for our students when it comes to literacy. And one of the big focuses that we have, and that we're working with Dana, with as well is engagement. And so we want our students to learn to read, yes, at grade level or higher, but we also really want them to love to read and to love reading to learn.
Thank you.
So one of the goals of the group, like last year, we've actually been working on it for about 2 years, is aligning our reading curriculum and our writing curriculum so that we can bring more engagement into it, so that parents, what they're reading about is also what they're being asked to write about. And so, for example, our fourth graders just got done with a big unit on natural disasters. And I know I heard at McGovern, there were kids outside being hurricanes. So they were outside moving as the different parts of hurricanes. And at Looking Glass was a room transformation. And the fourth grade teacher changed her entire classroom into different natural disasters for kiddos to experience. So engagement has been a huge part of the conversation.
All right. Yeah, indeed. Yep. Textbook adoption. Dave?
That's just a heads up because we're embarking on the textbook adoption for both health and social studies starting next month. And we did delay adoption for health last year. That's why we're doing two at the same time. We're still well within the guidelines of ODE though, so we're moving forward on that. Principals are putting together teachers for that committee, and we've invited parents to participate. Been super impressed with how many parents want to be involved. Great news. Every day's like Christmas. Michelle called me and said, you got more presents out here, all lined with boxes. Go through them. Pretty fun.
Will they be on review here so people?
They will be. Yep, that's part of that. And we'll have a full calendar out soon. But they will be. There'll be a couple of weeks that they'll be on display here in the boardroom. In the meantime, you're welcome to come to my office and have a personal viewing.
Yeah, honestly, we do encourage you guys, if you guys have a chance, stop by and see Dave about anything, especially health related, social studies. We know that it's important to ensure that we adopt I like how Dave, you said, what did you mean?
Oh, yeah, well, we often refer to it as a curriculum adoption.
Yeah.
But in actuality, the state has set the standards and we are just choosing the textbooks to present those standards. There's many textbooks and they present them in different ways, and sometimes the teachers like to pick and choose their own resources beyond the textbook just to make sure we present them in a way that's appropriate for our own community. And
All right, move on to field trip. Yeah, there's quite a couple. Yeah, there's a few in there. They've been coming in pretty frantically. Yeah, the FFA's been busy. DTS is mainly secondary, choir, marching band, career, Although I will point out MES, fourth grade, they're gonna go up and attend that OSU Guild Coliseum to attend that. Oh, no. Never mind. They went last year and it is fun. It was fun.
It would have been.
Anyway,
All right.
I just have a question on that one. What is the color infinity group? I'm just
Um,
curious.
yeah, that's, Craig, you want to speak to that? Celia's group at the high
Yeah,
school?
the ESD, our ESD, they, a couple years ago, they started, an affinity group where students of color, get together and have some people come in and do talks and have a space where they can, just pop culture and all sorts of, people can drop in and out whenever. So that's kind of what they're doing.
Thank you.
And that's not specifically in there, is it? It's just the one from Boston.
No, it's the last one. They're going to Southern Oregon University.
Yeah, but there's, sometimes there'll be I can share,
Oh,
I can share the actual request with you too, Susan, if you want more information.
Curious.
Yeah.
What it was.
Did they change the name? Wasn't it?
Yeah, change, I forget what they changed it to.
Yeah, it was something else last year.
Yeah.
Well, that says infinity. It's actually not, it's affinity. It's not infinity.
Okay.
Color affinity. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think,
okay.
sorry.
I'm gonna lie.
Yeah.
Infinity is.
Students of color?
I believe was the name.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the color affinity, AFFINITI. Sorry.
Okay, let's move on to, the adoption of the consensus agenda. Does anyone have any questions on that?
You want to read the donations and stuff?
Yeah, I can do that. 2 minute line. That 10D, you want to read?
Rockaway Elementary to Cascade CC for a donation of $1,486 to the chalkboard grant. VHS cheer to Bigwell Foundation, Josh Bigwell Foundation for a donation of $4,000. And then we have thank yous, from the DHS girls basketball to Best Keep Secret LLC for a donation of $200. Thank you from DAHS to Cascade Community Credit Union for $228. This is the chalkboard grant. Thank you from Winston-Dillard Elementary pre-K class to Cascade for $500 chalkboard grant. Looking Glass Elementary PE Department to Cascade Community Credit Union for $464 chalkboard grant. And thank you from McGovern Elementary fourth grade class to Cascade for a chalkboard grant in the amount of $820. Thank you from Winston Middle School to Joseph Burford for a donation of trombones valued at $400.
Oh, for reasons.
Appreciate
it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we appreciate the donations and the chalkboard grant, the Cascade Community Credit Union. It's a short, or it's not short, but it's an application, that, the teachers can apply for every year,
Yeah.
that they call the chalkboard grant. So it's nice to get those funds coming in.
Mhm.
Helps out with classroom materials and other things.
Right, we just need a, if there's no other,
You have the district transfer.
Yeah,
Okay.
transfers, if you guys have any questions, you can see there's some, about incoming, outgoing.
I move the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Thanks.
Aye. Unanimous, motion carried. So, into action items.
I move the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors accept the public complaints and to delegate the authority to the board chair to retain an investigator for the purpose of investigating the complaint.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous, motion carried. So, over to the,
Yep. That's
policy update. Agreed.
I move the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors approve the OSBA recommended policy updates as presented.
There's a motion,
I'll second.
second, all in favor?
I
Unanimous, motion carries.
And then, yeah, this was like OSBA.
Legislative Policy Committee, position number 9.
Are we looking for one or two?
There are 2 candidates.
Yeah, there are a couple candidates.
There are 2 candidates for position number
Yeah,
9.
you should choose one. You would choose one of the 2 candidates.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
And you don't have to choose either either.
Right.
We'll, anybody know?
I read their,
I read their stuff. And he was actually at the meeting. She has been caught up on the meeting. Acting or something. But I would move that the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors elect Janet Collins for OSBA Legislative Policy Committee position number 9.
second,
We have a motion and second, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Any opposed?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. We have a majority, motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay.
Then there's another 99 outdoor school grant. Fifth graders from LES, MES attend 3-day, 2 nights this year at Grove Camp Outdoor School in Dorena. There's I think that all that was in the pack too, for you guys to review.
Can you go in again, Bobby?
Pardon me?
Can you go in again, or is this a different one?
I move the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors approve the funding for Grove Camp Outdoor School for an estimated cost of $46,675.11 from the outdoor school grant.
Second.
We have a motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Unanimous, motion carried.
Just a side note, there was a cut to that measure 99 too, so it's nice for our students to still be able to get that for another school year.
It was a good deal.
Yeah, it's really life-changing experience. for
I would.
the readers.
I would, if it is possible.
If you need something to push you over the edge, you should
Uh,
check out the picture on that pamphlet where they've got a rock climbing wall built on a tree. That tree must be 20 feet around.
You know,
They
that
got
was
a
a
rock,
letdown.
that's a lot of fun.
They had a rock climbing wall, but it was just,
Was it on a tree?
no.
Because that's,
But, it was condemned or something. So I was like, oh, this could be cool for the kids and.
No rock climbing.
Yeah.
And then there's 11D, the last action item is Chromebook replacements. Replace 150 student Chromebooks, 25 at WMS, 75 at DHS, and 50 at MES.
These are older ones that, it's time to replace that we do on an annual basis.
They're not. They're just older, they're not
Yeah.
lost or.
So we're not sharing with another school with.
No.
Okay.
No, we have one-on-one, so it's Chromebook for all of our students.
Yeah,
I move the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors approve the purchase of 150 Chromebooks in the amount of $38,755.
I bet I get the voucher. No, we can.
Motion and second, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Unanimous, motion carried. Okay, we go to communications. Did I miss anything?
Craig, take your side.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one person, signed up. So at this time, anyone wishing to address the board concerning items not included in this agenda may do so. The board reserves the right to delay any response until they can be fully informed on the matter. At this discretion, at the discretion of the chair, further public participation may be allowed. The board will not hear comments regarding any individual staff members per policy BDDH. The board shall not entertain or consider complaints until they have first been addressed as per policy KL. The board will now hear up to 5 comments, no more than 2 minutes, each submitted by Bobby. It looks like Crystal.
That's right, Crystal, well, not the right one.
With the seat.
Hi, I'm Crystal. I am here today because my son experienced a bullying situation last week. While my son's also been a bully and now being bullied from both sides of the situation. And then my concern is that this situation was probably a more exaggerated situation or more severe situation, bullying situation. My concerns are with policy and how things are handled when things like this happen to a kid. If a kid is hurt at a school, I feel like the mother should be called directly, like first thing. And I read your guys' policy and it's like within a reasonable amount of time, an hour, or I think it says hour, within an hour. When my child was hurt at the school, I feel like I should have been notified within 2 minutes. 2 minutes was a long time. So moving forward, I'm not here just to sit here and complain that my child was bullied. I'm here because my initial instinct was to just pull my child out of these schools because he doesn't fit in this box like my older daughter does. She's an academic scholar. She'll be a neurosurgeon one day, I'm sure of it. My younger child struggles through school. He struggles to make friends. He struggles to communicate things that are bothering him or hurting him. Likely, if this situation hadn't been seen by a staff member or stopped at some point, he would have never told me about it even, because he's just that kind of kid. He holds things in. I feel like as a community right now, there's some momentum going, and there's a time right now where we can make real change for these kids at these schools, because I'm telling you guys, I sit here before you with 30 stories sent to me through Messenger from kids and parents alike, telling me their situation, and they're scared and they're sad and they're hurt and they need to see change. I have 3 ideas, but I'm just a mom. I'm just an educator, but I'm begging for change. Like, I'm begging for something to be done about the bullying situation. Well, I will still likely pull my child because I'm scared to send him to school anymore. So I have sent him to school this week because he wanted to go. Every single day this week, I've been fearful for his day. I think that to let parents know about the bullying situation through the parent view or the student view, there could be some kind of situation tracker where parents can see if it's getting better or worse. That's one idea. How many bullying situations happen this month and then next month? And then, like, is it getting better, or do we need to pull our kids, right? Make sense? Or what about, my daughter told me that there is a program in place at the school where there's a bully buddy bench that you can go sit on the bench and then people will come and talk to you if you're feeling alone or scared or sad. But what about starting like a bully buddy full-on program at the school where kids can sign up to be safe kids, and then the other kids know who these safe kids are through assemblies, or like you introduce them as, these kids are your safe kids that you can go to if you're feeling scared or afraid. And that does put some pressure on kids, but as parents, we know if our kids can handle that situation. So the kids can sign up, the parents can approve. And then at the end of the year assembly, there's like an award. We give awards for lots of things. I will personally fund an award for the kid that helps stop bullying situations the most. I don't know how you promote that. Like I said, I'm just a mom. These are just ideas that have ran through my head through the situation. Another idea I had was, is there a parent sign up form for, can I go watch the playground? Am I allowed to do that? I don't know, because I've not been told. Or maybe I didn't pay attention, because my other kid, I didn't have to pay much attention to. This is the only one that would bring me before a school board, trust me. But like I said, he doesn't fit in the box of kids that behave this way, and he's the kid that gets himself in a sticky situation. And then it brought me, if it was just my kid, I'm telling you, I would have just pulled him and been done with it. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have all the time in the world to homeschool him. I'm happy to do it. I think I could do a great job for him. But now I'm worried about every kid in the whole school district, and I just want them to be safe. There has to be something that we can do as a community, as the school board, as the leaders. Can we hold the teachers and the educators to a higher standard where they're being more watchful? I know they already have overfull Thanksgiving sized plates. Can we raise the expectation in our schools? I just know there has to be something, and right now there's momentum, and when you have momentum, keep the ball rolling. All of that.
I would say that from a board perspective, or from my perspective, bullying is a very serious issue. Something that none of us want to see happen. We agree it should be a safe place. So yeah, it is very serious. Thanks for bringing that to us. Can you tell me, how long was he bullied? Has he been bullied for a long time, or is it, I mean, how are we gonna find out? I mean, what's your thought on that?
What do you mean, how are you gonna find out?
I mean, did you know he was being bullied for a while now, or is it?
Not this year. He was bullied through elementary school. He was a bully in elementary school. I'm not standing here telling you my son's
Yeah.
perfect. I've never done nothing wrong. This year, I don't think that he was having bullying situations. My little Spitfire flushed an apple down the toilet, and some kids got mad that the toilet was shut down, so they beat him up. And it was, well, I think I was told 6-on-1 attack. 6 kids attacked my guy, and now I'm hearing 5-on-1 attacks. So that's the other part of my concern is like, bullying is a very serious situation.
We agree.
I don't feel like the school resource officers took it seriously. I feel like there was some statements made to me as a parent that I would have been embarrassed to say if I was an officer of the law in the situation. That being said, that could be why parents feel like things are getting swept under the rug. Because I know the schools handle these situations. There's consequences handed out. But maybe we can have stronger consequences, or
He is 6th grader.
maybe we could have stronger consequences. Because when my son flushed the apple down the toilet, the school was gracious and lowered his consequence, but the basic consequence for that was supposed to be a week's suspension. Well, as far as I've been told, because they can't tell me much, the bully's got a week's suspension for beating on my kids. So do we hold school property in the same regard as we hold life? Like my son's safety has the same value as the bathroom? I can clean and pay for the bathroom. I can't fix my son's trauma. Well, I'm trying. Maybe I probably can. I don't know.
I was curious, I was kind of curious as to how long it had gone on that we didn't know about it. And it sounded like from what I'm understanding is the teachers were right on it. I mean, as soon as they thought, so he didn't get any further. He didn't get, I don't know how bad he did get beat up bad. I really don't know, but
This
sounded
specific
like
situation,
they
as
tried
far
to
as
do this.
I'm aware, went on for 2 minutes. So that's a long time to be held.
Yeah.
Your hands held behind your back, your mouth covered, and be kicked and punched in the stomach. That's a long time in 11-year-old time, but it must have been stopped. I don't know, because I
don't
wasn't
think-
allowed to watch the video.
Yeah. I was just curious, trying to get information, get ideas as to what we could do differently.
Well, in this specific situation, that's why I asked, can parents come? And I remember when I was in school, there was parents that walked the playground during recess. Can I volunteer to walk the playground during recess? I've had 3 background checks this year. I'm gonna say human. Not for any like bad reasons. I have a disabled kid. I have to have and we're adopting Colt. I just shouldn't have said that. I get my foot, I'm like Colt. I get my foot in my mouth a lot. But what I'm saying is like, not just Colt's situation, but other kids that have came to me to tell me their situations and like in general and large, like, can we get more people at the school to have more eyes on the schools because the teachers are busy teaching? Can we start programs amongst the kids where they can take pride in helping each other? Because I think they would. There are more good kids than there are kids that are starting trouble. There has to be, or the school wouldn't work.
Can I piggyback a comment? I'm Crystal's husband, Neil. I just want to quickly state, I think there's an SOP, like a standard operating procedure that could be improved when something like this happens. So I went to pick up Colt. I'm waiting for Colt. I get a text. I'm in the office. I'm like, oh no, what's Colt do? Because it wasn't too long ago where the apple situation, some kids put an apple in the toilet and he thinks it's going to be funny to flush it. And so curious to see what, Mr. Colt's done today. I go in there and he's sitting in the corner of the office. He's distraught. And I'm like, what happened? Well, he got picked on or beat up or something. And the assistant principal or principal calling the attacker's parents, whatever. So I'm like, well, let's get Colt out of here because he's like disheveled. He had gotten a root beer. He was pretty happy to get the root beer. I'm sure it calmed him down. I'm driving him home. I'm like, dude, what happened? I got beat up by 6 kids. So I'm calling mom, like, something very serious just happened. And we're about 15-minute drive, out to Looking Glass. And it was a few minutes later we had gotten home when she had been notified. I'm like, why isn't the parent the first person called? But like the injured party, why are we calling the attacker's parents first? So I think that's probably a first step is probably let's inform the parent of the injured party first before we deal with consequences. And, we went and talked, we're allowed to see the video. We're hopeful to see that maybe tomorrow to figure out more because it sounds pretty serious. You have somebody, an older kid that's involved that could face charges and like, we don't want to press charges. Why can't we be more informed as far as what actually happened? We can educate a decision, not just fully emotionally based decision. So, trying to stay calm, slow our roll a little bit, actually understand the situation. And I think that could be better communicated as well.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thanks for
Thank you.
communicating with me. Let us know. We move to the good of the order. Lisa?
All right, so, first and foremost, I would like to invite anyone who would love to our, Thanksgiving at Parkway on the 26th, Tuesday. We're going to go over here along with our food service, workers in the cafeteria and the DHS, leadership students can come and help serve and clean and keep things flowing, during the event. It will begin at 11-ish and run till about 1, so we get a lot of families and kids through line. We are having, I know pumpkin pie is our apple tree pie, did I hear, or just one pie flavor?
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah. You're on.
You have pie. We will have pie, which is, definitely delicious and, everyone looks forward to that, so. We just, finished up Halloween, which is always super fun at a preschool to second grade school. Lots of fun costumes, and then, we had a very well attended trunk or treat as well at Brockway. And that was the night of trunk or treats, I feel like all over town, and so, way more people than I expected, lots of great families that were involved, with their trunks. So it was a great first event for our booster club. We just finished up conferences and had an amazing turnout for conferences. We had our annual book fair.
And then, sorry guys, I'm gonna take this one, but, our elementary admin team, we were able to, go to each school when Dana Nuremberg was here last and, do classroom walkthroughs and look at reading instruction, within each one of our schools. So it was a really great opportunity for the three of us to see what's happening in each other's buildings, to see some of the strategies and skills that we're, using in our reading groups with our small groups and teachers. Neil was there kind of coaching us and helping us, figure out what our goals and focus were when we went into classrooms and what we were looking for and, how we were gonna take those things we saw into each other's buildings. So as hard as it is to leave our own buildings and to spend the dedicated time going into other buildings, it was really, really beneficial for all of us. We were able to follow up with staff, and we generated a great email that, sharing with them what we saw, what our purpose was, and what we learned and how we keep proceeding forward. So, very thankful to be a part of that. And, also, it's been happening over about the last month, but we have, Crystal Plickett meeting with my new teachers. I have, quite a few brand new teachers and additional teachers that are new to our building, but she's been doing some coaching around reading, the foundational skills and in our small group reading instruction, meeting with them, observing other classrooms, planning, their lessons with them. And then also our math consultant, will be meeting with those new teachers next week as well. You can see some really great things happening in the classroom. All right, thank you guys.
Jana?
Well, we finished up our conferences. We had a good turnout for conferences, a lot of things clean, so that was exciting. And it was fun to watch our new fourth grade teachers walking down the hall after conferences were over, and it was a milestone, for one of them. It was their first year. So it was fun to see them laughing and heading out, 8:00 at night on Thursday, just in good spirits. And we have been getting into classrooms, which has been really fun. Plus we've been doing this time of year, we do formal observations. So getting into classrooms and getting to spend, 45 minutes to an hour in every classroom. It's really rewarding. It's encouraging to go in and see what kids are working on, see the things that teachers are doing with our kids. And anyways, I feel really good leading the classrooms after seeing that. At McGovern, we also started a bus bingo to encourage positive behavior on the bus. And so if students get there, so they have to go a full bus ride without a citation, then they get one of their letters bubbled in, and once they get their bingo, we started out with an ice cream party. I'm gonna go broke if I keep doing ice cream party, because that was a big hit. So, have one more ice cream party, and then the next, we're gonna do extra PE for the bus riders. So that's been going well, and, Lisa's also doing that with us, because we have some Berkeley and McGovern kids who share bus rides. We also, had a lockdown drill the other day, and an impromptu lockdown drill, which was actually very, it was good and a good learning experience. Thanks to Kim Shigley for pressing her awareness button and able her. And so if you heard about a lockdown at McGovern and it wasn't planned, that is correct. It was not planned, but all was well. And yeah, we just took the opportunity to do a drill. We also, some exciting things that we have going on. Battle of the Books, I think, is probably what you were talking about earlier with your granddaughter. So Battle of the Books is happening during lunch. We also have our fifth grade team that's doing specials twice a week, and the ukulele club and school newspaper are really, and advanced PE are really taking off. So we have, a kiddo playing ukulele that really isn't usually excited about school. And so he wanted to start a club and have everybody come in at lunch and play ukulele. And so we really cute. So that's it.
That's it.
Okay, well, holiday season is upon us, Thanksgiving, Christmas and whatnot, and I want to give a huge shout out to my staff. We sat down to a staff meeting this morning, and over the upcoming festivities, we're going to be down 3 staff members, and we're going to have long-term subs in our building. So I said, okay, guys, if there's some of these things that we just can't pull off with this number of us, I understand. And they said, nope, we got this. We're going to do the Christmas play. We're going to do the Thanksgiving feast. We're going to do all of the fun things for our kids, just with half of us. So a huge shout out to them for still being willing to take on all of those things, even though there's not going to be many of us OGs there for a couple of months. I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Angie. She was our staff member of the month last month. So we started honoring our staff members that are exuding our trait of the month and really embracing that. So last month it was responsible, and Miss Angie was our winner, and it's staff voted on. So I took kiddos into a room, we shot off some confetti cannons. They said what they loved about Miss Angie, and then we goosed her, which is a new social media craze. If you goose a teacher and they get out of school early. And so she got to leave 2 hours early, and I took over her job, which I never want to do again. She's absolutely phenomenal and amazing. She definitely deserves it. And let me tell you, I had to push her out of the building. She could say, no, this kiddo needs me. This is going to happen. I have this class. And we said, nope, it's all canceled. Take your coffee card and go treat yourself. But it was really rough pushing her out of the building. So that was really exciting. To keep voting on Miss Angie, she is working on a climate and culture book for Looking Glass, where we take our trait of the month and we do different exciting things with our kiddos to celebrate that trait. And we also wanted to bring staff in. So this month, our trait is gratitude with our ideal curriculum character strong. And our kiddos, the class that gets the most copy mistakes per week, I go in and share a pumpkin pie with them, and we talk about our school, what we're grateful for, our teachers, what we're grateful for. There's a lot of fun. We just share pie for a coach. And I got to do that with 4th grade this week, and that was a great time. For our staff, we actually have little tiny turkeys up in our staff room, and every staff member was given 4 feathers, and those feathers belong to other staff members' turkeys, and they have to write something that they're grateful for their colleagues, and then take them up in the staff room. So staff members had a great time going and reading those things. Things from, I really appreciate the way you help me. I really appreciate the way that I can always come to you and ask questions. I really appreciate the way that you exemplify our core values for our students. So it's been a great way to recognize the greatness in each other. We also have a couple great engagement things going on. One of them are a couple of our 5th grade leadership students who have some struggles in math, reading, and writing, to keep them engaged, because that work is really hard for them. A lot of those things are really difficult. They've come up with a business plan, and they are creating a soda cart for teachers, and they're going to start selling popcorn on Thursdays. In fact, DHS Woods is building their carts for them, and they have come up with different proposals on what they want to spend their money on. And I think it's going to be a Gaga kit. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but they are really excited about it. These are kiddos that we struggle to get to write, and they each wrote a 3-paragraph proposal, and they're kiddos that struggle with math, and they're excited to learn to count back change and add. If, they're buying 3 popcorns and they give me $1, what do I do? So it's really exciting to see that engagement. And also our 5th grade leadership, I had a student come to school today, and I saw him in the hallway, and I said, what are you doing, bud? He said, I know I'm supposed to be in reading, but I'm Mr. Justin today. Mr. Justin is our custodian, and he was gone today. And this kiddo has been training. He's been a leadership helper to Mr. Justin all year long. So he knows how to open up and change the paper towels. He knows how to change the soap dispensers. And so by gum, that's why he came to school today, because he had a job to do. And he worked for part of his day and got all of it done. So it's very exciting for him. Mm-hmm.
Last week has had some real highs and some real lows. And, I appreciate you've heard from family, and as an administrator, I've engaged in conversations with trying to update our discipline matrix. And so, I look forward to, working through that change. One thing I've noticed is this event while unfortunate, has been a catalyst with our students. All year, we have been fighting roughhousing during lunch, during playtime in the hallways. Today, it was an entirely different feel. When kids started roughhouse, we say, hey, you gotta stop, because if it looks like it, you're right. And so, you know, unfortunate situations sometimes can help with life. And so just the atmosphere with the students, and when staff are saying, don't roughhouse, instead of the, we're just playing, it's like, oh, you're right. And so, sometimes unfortunate situations do have some lasting benefits in waking the students up to what adults are saying, this isn't good, then finally understanding. And unfortunately, it did overshadow, we had a wonderful academic award ceremony. Our teachers, the 9 weeks of work that they put into their interventions, we had 3 to 4 to 5 times, we had 3 different levels of honor roll. It was times and times over kids on honor roll and with perfect attendance versus our kids out there. And so academically, we made some real progress there. I appreciate the idea of bringing in more assistance. Academically, I've been engaging with some community groups. We have students that need more academic help than our teachers can necessarily give them during the class period. And so there's some community groups looking at coming in. I look forward to working with the board and the community on the behavior piece. What's that next leverage? We're starting to make that progress academically. Now, what's the next piece for that social part? Because I think if you look around society as a whole, we need to focus on and work on. Now, our student success, I'm going to have to go to the best bucks mint and probably leverage, because I've got kids that have multiple front of the line passes, and so I'm going to need to start buying some back. And so there are some real positives. I look forward, Kyle's working with us to make sure we can get our student store reopened where we're following all of the nutrition guidelines. And so there are some of those pieces that we're really working on. And, you know, I think the more that we can engage the community, the better we'll be. And Michelle, you want to talk about sports? We have to get those going.
Well, my players just got back from Sutherland. I haven't heard how well they did, but last week we had lots of wins in their matches. And our girls basketball team was down in Copperberry tonight, so that's why our superintendent award winner wasn't here. So we'll recognize her next month when they have another game against Copperberry. But that will be at home, so they'll be able to make it here on time.
Did you hear how they did?
I have not heard yet.
7th grade won 15 to 17.
Wow.
I'm not sure about the 8th grade. I have to get here.
And yeah, so tomorrow they have a home game against Sutherland. So if they want some basketball, come by. Support the team.
Greg?
So right before here, Mr. Wilson and myself, we were at the high school. We had our National Honor Society night. Kevin and I both spoke there at the awards. It's always a great night up there to induct those students into the National Honor Society. It's a big thing. So it was fun for us to listen to some of the stories and hear some of the accolades that they've done over the time. So it's really fun. So the next thing I don't know if you guys know about, we partnered with the city. So at their meetings, we're sending different groups. So through the CP, so FFA started out by just sending a group of kids to give a report there. Last one, our metal shop went and they did a presentation. Our culinary will do one, our wood shop will do one. It's just our way of getting out, what our CPE programs are doing. They're really enjoying that, hearing different things going around the school. That's part of their, what do you call it? They have a speech component that they have to get out in the community and do, so that helps out with that. So it's just been, the city's been really appreciative of us getting involved with that. So, and then our football team, of course, here we go. Round 2, here we go. They're going to Jervis. It's exciting times. buzz is high at the school. It's fun to listen to the kids. Just back everybody up and just bring everybody together. So it's a perfect time to live in that atmosphere right now. So good things going.
Anyone else have it? Kyle? You have nothing?
No, we just got the holiday season.
25th.
Because I will not be here on the 26th.
Oh, sorry.
Tell your teachers.
They won't be here, I promise.
No, but you guys are all welcome to come. A little bit. And I'll be cooking at McGovern again. It'll be great.
I think you said Kim's your designee, right? While you're gone.
You don't want me to cook. Maybe that guy.
I do have one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Just if you can't make it to the feast, I have, started, with our buzz drawings. Students get picked one each class, and each week we have a different activity we're doing, so, they have had bonus recess, they get lunch or breakfast with me in the morning. They're doing, lunch with a special guest, so Mr. Wilson came up and had lunch with about 12 different kids. So I would love to invite anyone here that would like to be the special guest. I can let you know when our next one is. And
Super fun.
they get to go up on the stage, which is really cool to be up on the stage. And then you'll give them candy before they leave, so they'll love you no matter what. But, yeah, we have 3 to 7-year-olds, so, preschool is involved as well.
Have you thought about, like, some of the senior football players or Sanaa
Yeah,
or somebody like that?
that is a great suggestion, so thank you. I was gonna invite police and fire, I've used them in the past, but that's a great suggestion.
Because I know wherever they go, the kids.
Oh. Absolutely. It'd be great for both of them, for all of them.
Norman, did you have anything that you want? No?
Hey, I know that they already mentioned it, but I do want to say that, I mean, that football thing is a big deal. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we were the 13 or 14 seed versus the 3 or 4 seed on the road. So it was 13-4. We were the 13 seed, they were the 4 seed, and we went on the road. And they were 9-0. So it's Dayton. If you guys, I don't know if you guys know anything about Oregon high school football, it's the classic program in the state of Oregon. And so to go up there and win on the road in that atmosphere is pretty amazing. So they got to have a ton of confidence right now.
They started out pretty slow, but, they picked it up.
All right. Meeting adjourned. And the next meeting will be regular session at Winston-Dillard School District office, boardroom on December 10th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
No. Yeah.